Well, guys, it happens to the best of us, and sometimes we just have to take the L. Now, I'll clip this out later. I'm recording this, and I'm going to put it up as a video in some of these other locations that the streaming doesn't work. But I've learned a lesson here, and it is that I am a coward, and I deserve to be beaten into the pulp, and I'm a loser. I'm a balding, fat, middle-aged white man in America, and this makes me a giant loser, and I suck at everything and am responsible for all the problems in the world. Now, I needed a strong, independent woman to tell me that and show me that, and it looks like we finally found one where I am going to meet my match. But before I do all of that and explain what's happening here, because obviously you're going to see a lot more of this person because they're totally ready to do a radio interview. They just want it to be in person, and I'm going to give them what they want. Here is the schedule in which I will offer them opportunities to do this interview that they insist they totally want to do, but it's got to be in person. By golly, it's got to be in studio, even though I've interviewed presidential candidates, vice presidents, all sorts of different people, senators, congressmen, mayors, city councilmen, anyone, via internet, via telephone, via radio. She wants it to be an in-person radio interview. I acquiesce. I give in. You were right. I was wrong. I'm the bastard. You're the hero fighting for equality in the red state of Alabama. Bama Blue Dot, Bama Progressive, Lindsay, or whatever her name is. She is a hero that the world needs. So, Lindsay, here's my options for you. We can do this tomorrow at 8:30 or 10:30 via phone. I already offered that one up, and you insisted that that made me a coward. So I want to make sure that we understand that that's where all of this started. You responded to that with this, that internet bully Dale Jackson agreed me having it on his show, but not in person because I'm a stranger. When did men become so weak? Well, it must have been the day I was born, because I'm just, according to your followers, someone who is gurgling Donald Trump's semen. I have semen in my throat. I'm a homosexual. I'm basically every homophobic slur you could possibly get to. That's your followers. I'm not holding you responsible for that. I'm just pointing out that they believe that makes you weak. So the homophobia in your audience might want to address, but whatever. You don't have to. It's not your fault. I'm not responsible when people are mean to you for me, and you're not responsible for me to you, but I get to point that out. So, that made me super weak. When did maybe become so weak? You're right. I've got to stand up as a man and be strong, and that's what I'm going to do. So, any day this week, 6 to 7 a.m. in my studio located in Athens. Now, I would like to explain to you exactly why this was a problem for me initially. I host a radio show in Huntsville. That radio show airs from 6 to 9 a.m. I host an additional radio show in Birmingham from 10 until 11. It is far easier for me to do my radio shows and the other stuff I do for Yellowhammer News and my other TV show I do as well. It's easier to do all of that from one location. I'm also the operations manager of Cumulus Broadcasting. I'm the program director of WVNN and WUMP. So I have a lot of responsibilities, and it's easier to do them from my house than driving from my house in Huntsville to the station in Athens, which is a good 30, 45 minutes away. To get from the station at 9 to my home at 10 to do my other radio show, well, you don't want to get caught in traffic because radio doesn't wait. At 10 o'clock, I'm supposed to be on the air. But I'm willing to put that aside for you any day this week, preferably tomorrow, but any day this week. You're a strong, independent woman. I'm sure you've got a lot of stuff going on. So any day this week, 6 to 7 a.m. And then at the end of that show at 9, I'll rush back and I'll do my other shows in my home studio, which apparently is inside my mom's basement. But, okay, well, we'll get into all of that with your general nastiness. But I still understand why you're nasty. I do. I've looked enough into you to get why you're so nasty. And I think that's going to lead to a pretty interesting conversation for us. Like you want to have in person, 6 to 7 a.m. in studio in Athens any day this week. I'm open to it. Now, if that doesn't work for you, which I can't understand why it wouldn't, because I want to go back to this. I want to make sure that you wanted to be on the radio. You said that. And you want to be in person, and you had a problem with me saying, I don't want to bring you to my house. Now, I hope you can understand why an adversarial person on the internet is not someone that I'd like to give my home address to where my wife and kid live. I mean, please understand that. It's not a slight to you. It's a slight to your audience because they're crazy and there's some violence in there, maybe a little as well. But it's not a slight to you. It's a safety thing. And I would hope you could understand that. My wife would not be too keen on me bringing in a random person into my home to do an interview at 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 in the morning. It's just not something she's going to want to do. So I hope you can understand that. Now, if by some chance I misunderstood you and you don't want to do it in person, in studio in Athens, as you said you did, because there were times online you're like, oh, you're in Huntsville. That's great. Oh, yeah, let's do it in person. Okay, that's fine. I also offer up my other options that I offered to you before. Anytime afternoon, that's when my shows are done, to be replayed on the radio. That can be done via Zoom, via Streamlabs. Any way you can do it, we can stream it to both of our platforms. It doesn't matter. I can control that. Anytime afternoon, other than Thursday, on your platforms, you can stream it on your end. If you don't know how to do that, I'm more than happy to help you. But you're an independent woman. You already know all of this stuff. So to suggest that I have to tell you how to do these things on your massive platforms, because you keep telling me how massive your platforms are, and I'm sure you're doing very well with them, but you're definitely making a big impact, person whose last name I couldn't find. So, let's just be clear. Good luck. I'm sure you're moving a lot of legislation and you're changing opinions and stuff like that on TikTok. And I also bet you're making a bunch of money as well, because, 500,000 followers on TikTok is a really profitable thing. It's actually it's not very profitable. But I'm open to that. And then I'm also open to the made-up scenario that you created in your mind where you reached out to Kyle Whitmire on Twitter, a guy who will not even acknowledge my existence because I've destroyed so many of his colleagues that there is an edict at AL.com not to talk to me. But if you can get whatever made-up scenario was in your mind where he was going to set up some sort of live event and a crowd was going to appear to watch Bama Blue Dot, Bama Progressive, or Birmingham Progressive, Birmingham Blue Dot take on Dale Jackson, I'm open to that as well. So that door is open for you too. I am 100% open. If you can get Kyle Whitmire to do anything other than write a column from Washington, D.C. and email it in, I am completely fine with that. But let's just be clear. That's never going to happen. So these are the scenarios I offer you. Tomorrow, as I initially offered, 8:30 to 10:30, but you called me a bully and a coward, so okay, you win. I acquiesce to you. Any day this week, 6 to 7 a.m. in studio, located in Athens. Anytime afternoon on a stream that I can replay on the radio and I can set up on my platforms, or we can use yours. Anytime afternoon on a stream that you control, and you can ask the questions, and you can be in charge since you're afraid of being cut off. But you're an independent woman. Who cares? You can cut through it. You got this. Any made-up scenario you have with Kyle Whitmire, I'm in as well. And I don't think you're going to back out of this because, remember, I'm an internet bully. You tough, strong, independent woman. When did men get so weak? Right. Weak man, learn lesson. Me ready, be taught lesson in person. So I'm open to that. I truly am. So to show you that I'm open to that, I'm going to send this to you right now live on the stream. So I wanted to do it. So I don't want you to pretend something didn't happen. Let me send that to you. There you go. The message is now sent to you. The ball is now in your court. Strong, independent woman. Me, dumb white man. Me not know. You got me. Because God knows this is definitely not working in my favor at all. Me loser in this situation. You winner. So you let me know when you want to come on, and we'll have that in-person, face-to-face conversation in the studio in Athens, an entire hour, a wide, free-range conversation about a bunch of fun stuff. But before we do that, let's talk about how we got here. Now, I've recognized this name when I saw this pop up because in the past you had said some things, which we'll get into on the radio because I want to address those to you face-to-face because that's what you want, right? You want to have these conversations face-to-face. And I agree with you, at least now, because you've beat me down because you woman, me man, me dumb, you smart. So when we get this conversation, I hope I hold my own. But just to give everyone a little taste of what you're about, let's listen to your brilliant, quote unquote, takedown of me that everyone finds so riveting. And I'll tell you, this takedown of me is interesting because you don't really address a single thing I say. You just kind of attack me. And I'm cool with that. I like that. I'm a fan of personal attacks. People know that. So I'm a fan of this. But these just aren't very good. But you know what? Me dumb man, you smart woman, you strong, me weak, you tough, me stupid. Got it. So let's just listen to what this Birmingham progressive, Birmingham Blue Dot, Lindsay has to say about my concern that Charlie Desi, an internet personality, another internet personality, who's having big fun, by the way, you're going to learn, was smearing Coleman and saying it was a sundown town, which it is not. It's a lie. And I've put out a $1,000 bet, or I guess a challenge, to show that that's a lie and nobody will ever back this up. So I want to make sure we get that straight. So here is her takedown of me.
Hey, so this video is for the smallest man who ever lived.
Oh, that's me. That's me. I'm the smallest man that ever lived. By the way, personal attacks bad. Personal attacks bad. But me, smallest man ever lived. Just starting off right there. I got it.
He's a man with a microphone, but I promise you have never heard of this guy.
No one listening to this has ever heard of me. I don't exist. I am small and little. These are things that are true. Indisputable facts. Just, she's right. Me wrong, me small, irrelevant. Multiple radio shows, TV show, multiple jobs where I get paid to give my opinion. I don't matter. No one's listening. No one's paying attention. No one.
Everyone else can go. This is just for him.
Okay.
He doesn't know how to do anything else, and this is the life he's chosen to live.
Wearing the same shirt.
A miserable, sad, small, pathetic life. Now, the door is open for Charlie. I'm willing to have a conversation with him, and I would love to, but I think he thinks I'm going to destroy him.
That was some textbook projection there.
I agree. I need to be destroyed. I'm afraid that I'm going to be destroyed by Charlie Desi, and he should come in and do it. But I have a feeling you're going to make an excuse for him not doing that. Okay. Would anybody else like to destroy? This thing was titled, Let's Do This. So someone has to want to destroy me. I wonder if we'll ever get there. I'm stupid, so who knows?
Dale, talk about a sad, small, miserable little life. You're a straight white man in America.
Yeah, those things are all true. I actually have a pretty sweet life, though. I work from home. I make really good money. I have a great kid, smartest kid in his class. Got a beautiful wife. I don't know anything about you, so I'm not going to try to tear you apart or anything like that. It doesn't make any sense. But we could just disagree on the issues. But I understand why you have to do this. What else are you going to do? Are you ever going to address what I actually said? Probably not. You took the one thing I said in there where I was like attacking him and ignored all the things I said about what was wrong about what he said. And for those who don't know, Charlie Desi was a guy who was saying that Coleman was a sundown town, was, is, and always will be, yet had no evidence and nobody can back that point up. I'm sure she can. She could do the interview, bring the proof, and make it an additional $2,000 on this because I don't matter. So State Senator Garland Gudger, Senate Pro Tem in the Alabama legislature, matched my $1,000 because I don't matter so much. So he put another $1,000. So you get $2,000 out of it, which would be $2,000 more than she's probably made on the internet. But that is neither here nor there. Let's continue with this great takedown of me.
You could do literally anything. What are you, like 50 years old?
I'm 45. Thank you very much. How dare you? How dare you? I've looked this way since I was 18 years old. The beard was a little more, I didn't have a beard until I was about 24, but the face was as old as it was. I've been working with this for a long time, but continue with the personal attacks.
You could have been a doctor, lawyer, engineer. You could be running a business, like literally anything.
I do run a business. My wife's an engineer, and I make more money than she does. I've had more impact on Alabama politics than any person in this state in the last 15 years. It's not even a question. And I can back that up. But why are you pretending like my life is insignificant? What is this? Why are you doing this? Like, what is the purpose of this? Aren't you mad that I attacked your friend? Why don't we just get into that?
But instead, you spend most of your time punching down.
Hold on. How can I be irrelevant on the bottom rungs of society as a straight white man, which is kind of funny, but also punching down on people when I'm irrelevant? It doesn't make any sense. Look, you either have to accept that I have great relevance and importance, and therefore I'm punching down on anyone that disagrees with me, or I'm totally irrelevant and I'm constantly punching up. Which is it? Choose one. I'll go with either one because you smart, me dumb. I'm more than happy to do that. But just tell me which one of these we're dealing with.
On Twitter, you're like an internet bully. Now, Charlie is my friend, and he does social media for fun.
How much fun is he having right now? Let's go to his personal website and look at all the great fun he's having. Oh, that's right. I bullied him into taking it down, and he's in hiding because of it. Because he had a really stupid take, and at the second he got criticized, he ran and hid and privated his site. Now, I understand I'm supposed to be the weakest man alive, but come on. They didn't private my website with the minute I started getting criticism. Come on. That's pretty weak. But what do I know? Me dumb, you smart, so continue on. He's having great fun, by the way. Great fun.
He's not going to come on your show because he doesn't suffer fools.
But will you? Will you suffer a fool? Please? Please?
Suffer fools. Also, he is busy. He has a full-time proper job, unlike you.
I have multiple jobs. I have multiple full-time jobs. And how do you define a full-time job? I will say a full-time job is defined by a job you work 40 hours a week, or, this is where I'm lucky, where you have multiple jobs where you're eligible for health insurance. How about that? Can we talk about that? Can we do that? Can we have that conversation? I mean, if you want to talk about the number of jobs I have multiple jobs. But they're proper jobs too. What do we need to compare W-2s? What are we doing? I mean, I gladly will, under certain circumstances. I would love to know how much money you've made off the internet. Oh, I'm sorry. That's an unfair way to say this. I would gladly like to know how much money you've made off of your Instagram and your TikTok page. I'm guessing it's zero. That would be my guess. But all that aside, let's continue with the barrage of insults that mean nothing.
Now, on the other hand, I'm retired. I'm free as a bird, so I would love to come on your show and
Let's do it! I love that. That's why I messaged you and said, let's do this. I immediately messaged her and said, let's do this. And then she said it had to be in person. I said, why don't we just do it over the phone like everyone else? I thought it'd be a quick little 15-minute interview, but now I'd like to have a much longer interview with her. I've given the parameters here that I'm willing to do this, and I look forward to it. Here we are, right here. Here are the options. Again, 8:30 to 10:30 via phone any day this week, 6 to 7 a.m. in studio located in Athens. I mean, if I'm going to get up and spend an hour going there and doing this and all this other stuff and driving back to do my other show, I mean, you got to give me some time here. I need to get a full, proper lashing from a smart, independent woman. I need this. I need this. This is what I deserve. Punishment. I'm the bad guy here. So you do suffer fools. You will come on the radio show. You're going to give me what for? I deserve it.
we can talk to all four of your listeners. I'm assuming they're like working class white men. And we can talk to them about how you are a fucking corporate bootlicker.
Holy cow, we escalated that greatly. Oh man, I mean, we really did. We went from let's have a conversation to you're a fucking corporate bootlicker with 4 white male listeners. Man, you've got a real problem with white men. I don't know. Holy cow. And I'm a fucking corporate bootlicker. Maybe. I mean, I guess. Is it possible maybe we just disagree on stuff? Does it really need to be this way? Holy cow. I'm guessing a little bit of this is performance for your audience. I get that. I get that. And that's nice and all, but holy cow.
Is it because our healthcare companies want us to die? Well, that's not it. That doesn't make any sense. That can't be it. Is it because we're fat asses who love violence and fentanyl?
Now, the context here of this comment, by the way, this hilarious comment that's coming up, is that people are saying, you know, hey, look, we spend all this money on healthcare and our outcomes are worse than anywhere else. And I'm explaining that the reason is because we're all fat losers who love drugs and violence. I mean, that's literally it. There's some other stuff here, too, which is just kind of a funny line here.
Is that it? Yes, that is it. You hear a lot of people say, oh, you know, in the old days, the life expectancy was 25 years old. You know what? Life expectancy was 25 years old in the past? Because you get eaten by a pterodactyl.
It's really wild how the same people like you who
I would like to address being eaten by a pterodactyl or something. Here's what the context of that conversation was. People were complaining about healthcare outcomes, and I was merely pointing out that life expectancy is so much better because far fewer people die at childbirth. And when you die at one day, it sort of throws the entire thing off. Okay, you don't die the day you're born, or you don't die when you're 6 anymore. There's far less childhood death and things like that. People are living longer, absolutely. But we're also chopping off far fewer people. People are not being eaten by pterodactyls. Okay, I just want to make that clear. People are, as far as I know, I mean, it's possible that people are being eaten by pterodactyls, but I don't think that's actually happening. I'm sure Lindsay, Birmingham Progressive, Birmingham Blue Dot, is going to straighten me out on that one as well.
It's really wild how the same people like you who have been out there fanning the flames of the culture war for years talking about
I'm winning the culture war. I would like to point that out. I can't wait to talk to you about this culture war, by the way. I really can't. I really cannot wait. Because there's a bunch of library stuff we can get into. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. And yes, I have been fanning the flames of the culture war and winning. I've been fanning the flames of the culture war and winning. But like you said, I can't wait for this conversation either. So quoting you, let's do this. Okay? But I just want to make clear, I'm winning the culture war. You're losing the culture war. Just to be clear.
about woke and DEI.
Woke and DEI is bad. Yeah, I agree with that.
Going after transgender people, all the punching down, telling people to boycott Target.
I never told anyone to boycott Target. I've never. You are now just using me as sort of like an avatar for all the things you think you hate. That's not very fair. Okay, that'd be like me projecting a bunch of nonsense onto you, like you think we need more drag queens in schools, or you think that you don't know what a woman is and you can't define it, or that you're okay with library books with graphic pornography. I don't know if you feel that way, but I would never say that you do without knowing that. So I never said to boycott Target. And I'd like to point out that it's impossible for me to punch down if I am insignificant. Make sure we understand this. Now, you're very smart. I'm very stupid. But if you are saying that I'm punching down, then I must be pretty high up. Thank you. It's a good compliment. Let's continue this brilliant screed.
And Bud Light, and now you're out here defending giant health insurance companies and CEOs.
The guy was shot in the back, and it's wrong to do that. I have no problem saying you should not shoot healthcare CEOs in the back. I believe that. I didn't know that was a controversial take. Is it a controversial take to say you shouldn't shoot healthcare CEOs in the back? Like, do you think we should shoot healthcare CEOs in the back? Like, do you believe that? What other CEOs deserve to be shot in the back? The people who own radio stations? People who own Fox News? Oil companies? Who else deserves to be shot in the back? So, I mean, I'm not saying you believe that, because it's a really stupid thing to believe, and I can't believe you'd actually say that. But we could talk about that. It'll be fantastic. It'll be wonderful. It'll be wonderful.
It's a dirty, pathetic job, but I know someone has to do it. It really should be someone else, though, because you are terrible at it. I noticed that today you posted a
This is actually a really good point. I actually agree with her here.
question, and you offered a gift card to Twin Peaks for anyone who comments, and you got 3 comments. So anyway, keep trying, though.
Okay, so let's talk about what this is. Okay, I love this idea. I love every aspect of this argument. Now, here's what that is. It's called $50 Free for All Friday on my radio show. We give away gift cards and stuff like that for answers. That is just laying out what the question is. If you go look on Facebook, there's more responses. We had call-ins and things like that as well. Yeah, I wish my Twitter presence was better. I do. The internet's not real life, though, so I'll point that out. And she goes into this thing very, 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 very obviously proud of her social media presence, and she should be. Okay? She absolutely should be. She should be very, very proud of her social media presence. And again, her highlighting that, I think, is indicative of something. But I kind of want to point something out because this is important, too. She's very proud of her TikTok and all this stuff. But let's look at some of her other social media just for a second here, okay? On Twitter, I believe it is, she has like 3,000 followers. I have 12,000. I mean, again, she's doing great. I have no criticism of her. I don't see the point of suggesting that because Twitter's not real life. So that's kind of funny. Twitter is not real life. Okay, let's make sure we get that. Neither is Instagram or Facebook or any of these other things. TikTok, you have 400,000 followers. That's awesome. 12.4 million likes. Congratulations. I'd love to see you do something with that, like monetize. I think that would be awesome. I think it would be absolutely amazing for you to do something with that, like make an impact or do something. I mean, I understand AL.com's covered you and talked about how, there are progressives in Alabama and you're motivating them and things like that. And, you're one of those people speaking out. But aren't you just actually taking the space from black women who should be listened to? Like, right? Isn't that the dumb thing we're supposed to say? Like, oh, well, the future's black and female. And here's this white woman who some might consider to be traditionally attractive. And here she is taking the space from others. And I find that to be abhorrent, right? Like, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to, that's how we do this, right? Also on Instagram, she has like 100,000 followers. This is cool, man. I think this is awesome for her. I congratulations to her for all that she has done and accomplished. It is well earned, and she's okay at it, and that's great. Anyway, let's let her close this out. She's still mad about Twitter interactions or something.
Comments. So anyway, keep trying though, buddy. I'm sure you'll get there eventually. Anyway, let me know when you want me to come on your show.
Oh, that's a way to close this out. Thank you so much for that. It's right here. It's in your email inbox. So here we are again. Ready? Tomorrow, 8:30 or 10:30 via phone. You say you don't like that because that makes me a bully and a coward for wanting it that way. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page here, that I'm an internet bully. I agree to have you on your show, but I didn't want you in my house because I live here and so does my wife and kid. So you wanted to still do it in person. I suggested we just do it over the phone. It's not a big deal. You say, no, I'm a weak person for not wanting to do that. So again, I lay out the options for you, and I look forward to you choosing one of them quickly. So tomorrow, 8:30 or 10:30 via phone. That's cool. Any day this week, 6 to 7 a.m. in the studio in Athens, face to face. That's awesome too. You can do it on your stream. We can do it on my stream. That's fine. Anytime other than Thursday afternoon. And that made up scenario with you and Kyle Whitmire, I'm open to that as well. I think that'd be pretty good. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. So you let me know which one of those works for you because you're totally serious and smart and you are doing great things and I'm very impressed. And I just want to bask in your shadow. So please come on and talk to me about this. And I would love to have that conversation because it's about time one of you progressives out there actually stood up for yourselves. Because I've been pounding away on you guys and just beating you into oblivion. And there's just not enough of you willing to come and punch back. And I appreciate that. And I say that because I assume she's going to stand up and come in here and give me what for. And I deserve that. I'm the villain in this situation. And she's the good guy. So I look forward to this. And I really, really, really do want to have you in the studio. So you tell me when. We'll create a safe space for you to have that conversation. You won't like it. Okay, I mean, I'll just tell you this. At the end, you won't like it, but I will. So the door is open for you. I look forward to it. You couldn't possibly not follow through because I've offered you up plenty of opportunities. You can just tell me which one of them you want to use. So again, for everyone watching and listening, and I mean, there's like 4 of you out there, so that's fine. For all of you out there watching and listening, like, subscribe, do all the stupid things you're supposed to do because the internet is real life and it's very important to a lot of people. Follow her. Do not harass her. Do not say anything negative to her, nasty to her. There is no reason to do that. Let's have a nice, cordial conversation where we disagree on a lot of things. Monday, 8:30 to 10:30, or 8:30 or 10:30, excuse me, 8:30 or 10:30 via phone. That would be in Huntsville or the Birmingham phone. In Huntsville, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I'd love that. And here's a reason for those times. I have the 7 things you should be talking about today. I'm such a loser. That's sponsored. And then I have Hate at 8. At 8 o'clock, that's sponsored. So by all means, just please we'll do it at the 6 o'clock hour. Because, look, you're busy. That's a good way to start your day. Just knock that out and be done with the whole thing. You're very important. You got internet posts to make and things like that. But anytime on a stream is fine as well. The options are out there. I appreciate this very much. I do. I appreciate the opportunity here to have this conversation. I think it will be good for everyone involved. Some of us need to learn our lessons, and hopefully I do at the end of this. So the door is open for you. I look forward to you walking through it because not doing so would really make you look like a coward, right? And you're not a coward. I'm the coward. I'm an internet bully. I'm afraid. But please, join us. Whenever you're ready, let me know. The door is open to you. I look forward to a totally rational and reasonable response from you and your friends. Thanks for being here. Bye.